Still trying to get a handle on this S-Move gyro stabilized selfie stick podium thingy, but wanted to get into seed saving because a lot of people have asked about it more than one time, and some things are extremely easy and others are a bit more difficult. And I think in a pre-SHTF, if you're trying to maintain a variety, there are certain requirements that you have to do, like 100 feet, 150 feet from any other type. So if it's a Roma tomato, you want to be a certain distance away from it. And you have to have so many plants so that you have a good genetic population. But, starting with some simple stuff, here's one of my okras that I haven't broken open yet. This is one of the easy things to where, you let it dry on the vine or on the plant, and then, you pull the seeds right off of it. I probably got about 10,000 okra seeds this year. Greens, that's another one that is a little bit more difficult. I mean, this is right here, this is radishes, and so I basically let the radishes go to pod on the plant, and once they start drying out, I can do things like place these really cheap jewelry bags over the pods, cinch them, and let them fall off. This one I just ended up yanking pods off to get as many seeds as I possibly could. Again, here's this is some basil, and it's completely full of seeds. Another huge bag of basil, and what I'll do with something like this is just almost close it completely up and just manipulate it with my hands. It'll start dropping seeds out. One of the ways that you can clear seeds if you got a decent breeze is by, and as long as the seed's not too light. So if you're doing stuff like lettuces, greens, those seeds are extremely light, and so if you try to drop them in the wind and let the chaff blow away and the seeds drop down, a lot of your seeds are going to blow away too. So it's a little more difficult, but with some of the heavier seeds, radishes, things like that, which they flower in the first year, and I mean, they do really well. It's very easy to harvest them. If you're trying to save your carrots, carrots are one of the plants that have to overwinter. So that's why I've got some carrots overwintering right now, because they won't throw flowers until the second year. And there are multiple plants that will do that. Like, you don't get it in this year, you get it the second year. So another consideration that you have to make with what you want to save. Yeah, beans, tomatoes are easy. Once you ninja, once you get a tomato and it ripens up and you scoop the seeds out, you put it in a gallon jar with water, or a quart jar with water, shake it up, let the good seeds sink to the bottom, let the bad seeds sink or go to the top, dump it off, clean the yuck out, and then once that's done, you dry them out. We can get in a lot more detail about different plants if I kind of know what you want to ask about. But I think this has got to be part of your plan. It's got to be part of what you're trying now, because even if you're stockpiling seeds, when you run out, what are you going to do? There's a great book. I was trying to find it right now and I couldn't find it, but basically it's called Seed to Seed, and the book details how you can contain and propagate seeds from the different types of plants that there are. Now, in a post SHTF scenario, I don't care if my Romas are cross-pollinating with my beefsteak and tomatoes, and I'm replanting that the next year because it's food. So that's my perspective anyway. I don't care what happens in that respect. But in a pre-SHTF, when you have the time and you're learning, if you want to maintain, the genetics of each one of those plants individually, then there are separation requirements that you have to look at. And that's why that book is really great, that Seed to Seed book. So I would say, if you got the money, buy it. It's a great resource to throw on your shelf. Again, paper resource versus digital resource, which you could lose in an instant. So, hope this is helpful. If there is anything like a deeper dive that we need to go into, please let me know in the comments and we'll do that.